Stars up above me.
You just have to work every day.
Get out of bed.
The thing we're done, we've been here before. We must work the second half to perfection.
Do not listen to that little voice.
SEO This Week, episode 216. Thank you very much for joining me. Working on some new features for the show. See how that all works out later. Trying to figure out some OBS things and make everything work perfectly. With that, this week we are going to go over WebPage Schema as promised last week. As always, if you want to call in and just chat it up, it's 888-586-1680, 888-586-1680, or if we're connected on Skype, you can use that. No big deal. Carbonation. Take care of that. Nothing big going on in the Google's news space. I checked them just to see if there's anything new or any latest rumblings and cryings about indexing is failing or there's an update and Google's updating and all my rankings are dropping and tanking, and I didn't see any crying like that. So that's good. We'll leave that what it is. As always, the live chat is up. So we have that too if you don't want to actually use the phone lines, but that's okay. So without wasting too much time, I think I'm going to go ahead and we'll just start working with the WebPage schema. We'll start doing that. Page titles is old. That was last week. Christopher, that was last week. We did some testing on that. We just published some stuff in the SIA this month. Titles and length and keywords, length and word count, etc., and everything's kind of working the same as it was. We did have the issues where Google's kind of picking randomly its own and essentially just put machine learning or probably machine learning into effect to air quotes rewrite 20% of the titles of on the pages that are showing in the search results. So every 2 out of 10, they're rewriting. I think right now it's kind of, we can do it, so let's do it, versus an actual thought-out process of why anyone would want to use machine learning to rewrite titles. And to me, honestly, I think it kind of goes towards something that Ted said on one of the SEO Fight Clubs, and they're just kind of running out of things to do in regards to resources, and the web is growing beyond what they anticipated, and now they're balancing for profit of, crawling the web and adding web pages, et cetera, versus if they find, let's say they have good high quality content and it's applicable to multiple keywords and it's less machine work or less computing that they have to do in order to provide the search results. And I kind of sort of think that's where this whole machine learning thing is going, and just kind of trying to maximize what they've crawled, maximize what they have in the index and get the most out of it. And by using this machine learning for titles thing, it kind of helps them do it. But as we've all seen, I'm sure there are instances where that is not necessarily a good thing. Like the titles are, H1s was that's an old one, but I saw a couple instances where they were using URLs, a couple instances where they just kind of made up words, and some of our testing they were cutting off and changing or pulling out of inside of the content. So there's no rhyme or reason to it. And if a technology is actually showing URLs as the title tag, clearly something's jacked up. So I anticipate that that's going to be something that we'll see pretty consistently until the machine learning and everything gets refined. To me, I think it kind of falls into Google did it because they can, not because they needed to. And at the end of the day, I'm not stressing it. I'll just do really good URLs or title tags, really good H1s, and just leave it at that. And if they want to pull my related searches and, just the ways that I build my pages, they want to pull the H2s and H3s and rank the pages for related searches at the same time and use those H2s and H3s for titles, I'm down. I'm down with that. It just means you got to be a little bit more cognizant of what you're putting in those header tags. At the end of the day, not a horrible thing, really. Let's see. It's affecting Amazon horrifically. UK NA8 sites are getting wrecked. Need to keep them away. Yeah. I think, honestly, I agree. Christopher said it. You should keep it away from your money, your life niches, and I totally agree. And at the end of the day, your money, your life niches, the quality that Google expects websites to have in order to rank for those demands that they should be not testing in those markets. And right now they're testing machine learning live in those markets, and that's a horrible mistake in part of Google's. I don't know who implemented that and who said, hey, let's go push this thing live and make it for real for everybody. They should get probably fired or their home office job discontinued. That's the way I would look at it. Let's see. How long should I wait for an article to index? So I deleted after 3 months. Oh, wow. If you're waiting for something to index and it takes 3 months, you probably did something wrong. I don't have indexing issues, honestly, because I'm using a combination of Omega Indexer, which is indexing at 94%, Speed Links or Speed Indexer, which is doing okay, and a couple others. And primarily, I'm using the when it applies, I use the Google Indexing API. So I've never waited 3 months. I mean, if I'm waiting 3 days for something to index, I know I have an issue. So I don't know why you would be waiting for 3 months. And if that just tells me that, one, maybe Google doesn't know your site's there, one, or two, you might have something going on with the meta tags, and it's accidentally set to no index. That could be anything. Let's see. First minute now titles. Google wishing their places. No, I think that's Susie. I think that's the same old crap cry that everyone uses to pitch their content marketing services. Oh, they're going to really remove no need for SEOs. That's total shit, in my opinion. Let's see. Do you think mum is related? Nah, I think it's a natural progression of natural language processing and machine learning and artificial intelligence in the research space of automated content generation. And they're just leveraging a new technology. It's new, it's exciting. I think we all do it. We all fall prey to that, finding new and exciting things and wanting to try them out. And somebody decided, hey, let's see what this does and see if it increases the quality of the titles and the relevancy of the titles in relation to the pages that were there. And at the end of the day, clearly it's not, right? So it's an experiment. It's a failed experiment. And I think it was way too early for it to do it. If it was mine, I would have forced the developers to build that learning model a lot faster and then tested it out somewhere else. Let's see. All right. Will Google mum kill SEO? That's a page that Christopher suggested someone else read. Let me share my screen. We're gonna bring it up. We need a WebPage schema thing, right? So let's do it. There it is. Let's see if they have any schema on this thing. Mum is going to revolutionize the search engine. Let's see how. How's it going to revolutionize? Well, they did a query and said, oh, look how it's working. They don't show any instances of where it doesn't work, mind you. But Mum is generating, blah, blah, blah. Interesting. Search engine have to adapt every time. When BERT came out, they didn't see much impact on their performance. It's because BERT was actually working on queries, not on search. However, time when you don't need to search for everything, simply write natural language or queries, final answers for us. Yeah, okay. Hello, StarNet. That ain't gonna happen anytime soon. I mean, it's great to think about all this stuff in the future, things that'll go on, right? But if I'm in the ideal purpose of a search engine is so that if I need something, I can put in my query, and then the AI will find the relevant things. That's and you need that in order to feed the AI. You need to conduct search engine optimization because we are talking about SEO. So a super powerful AI, what will happen to SEO is the SEOs will actually have to get better. So, okay. So I'll read the rest of that article in his dreamland ideas later. I'm not against machine learning, and I'm not against artificial intelligence, and I'm not against people who are excited by the technology. I think it's cool. I have a whole bunch of different tools to help, leveraging all this technology and stuff, and I'm learning it just alongside of everyone else. But I'm not going to join the crowd and, oh, look, there's Mum. We don't need to do SEO anymore. It's complete and total BS, right? It's saying that, hey, this is the future of, and it might be the natural language processing, machine learning, and artificial intelligence may lead to significant advancements in how search engines operate and will significantly impact how SEOs optimize their websites for search engine optimization. However, it's kind of dumb. We don't need to search for anything. Instead, we simply write in natural language for our queries. If we don't need to search for anything, but we do write in our queries, by writing in our queries, ergo, we are searching for something. So it just doesn't make any sense to me, right? The stances that some of these people have made towards machine learning and AI. It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, it's gonna end SEO, and SEOs aren't gonna be around, and they need to get it with the program and write high quality content. It's the same bullcrap stance that white hat, air quotes, white hat SEO marketers use to downgrade anyone who's doing link building because it's black hat SEO and you're going to get your site penalized. Link building, you have to have link building, right? We all know it. We all appreciate it. We all understand it. And we all know that you got to buy a significant, and when you're doing it, you got to be careful and you got to be knowledgeable and you got to be informed of what's going on. And so as such, that need to be addressed. You need to take care of that stuff. I'm looking at this guy's schema, by the way, and it's doubled up for whatever reason. That's interesting. View actions. I don't even care about any of that. Here's a schema. It's right here. Yeah, in there. You guys haven't watched Terminator films. It happen. Yeah, it may. I think it'll be long dead and buried by the time it does. Schema's doubled up on this site. That's interesting. If you see it, it's right there. There's a start. I just want to see what he's got going on in here in this schema thing. Copy the whole line. Let's see. New text document. Boom. Okay. I'm just looking for a schema. I want to see a schema. I want to see why it's in doing that. There it is. It's just got some weird stuff in there. It's using CSS selector. This is why I don't like automated schema. It's in there once. It's using CSS selectors to find the stuff. It's totally fine. I just don't, not a fan because it screws things up sometimes. And then you see it's kind of messing his schema up. And now the schema is doubled up. So there's two of the exact same thing in here. And it's not needed. It's kind of actually just sending some weirdness to Google, to bots. And it's not telling the bot anymore what the page is about. Right? So, yeah, see, and here's the CSS selector. You're assuming when you use the CSS selector that Google's parsing the value. It may, because the tool sees it, it may be seeing it. You see this other section here where the type is a web page and the value, and that's the CSS selector at the same time. And see, it's down there. So there's no guarantee that this is working to do what they want it to work. So let's go. I'm gonna play around here. Mum will kill SEO. That's still working. Mum SEO number 3. It's not too bad. SEO after mum. There, it's still there. So this isn't doing. They're not doing too bad. No search volume, obviously, but there's not very many people that would actually thinking about that. SEO and mum number 3. So yeah, some decent traction, really. Alrighty, so let's write some web schema for these people, for this person. I'm gonna close this. Let's see. I did not see any offering done for your schema. No, I'm not set up that service yet. I was thinking about it. There's so many people offering great and wonderful courses on schema. Why would you need to hire someone to do it? It's kind of a pain in the ass writing schema, not gonna lie. Okay, so we're gonna use this page here. Let me switch to this because I want to log into RankGear, and there it is. And topical relevance. I'll log into both of those without you guys seeing my my login information. Alrighty. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, I did another demo of RankGear 2-3 weeks ago before I went to that conference, and there were some issues with it. Not necessarily a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing. What is going on? I'm at. There you go. That was weird. All right, so you should be able to see everything now. And we fixed a bunch of stuff because I wanted to write. You can do schema a couple ways, right? One, you could pushed out all these templates, etc., and then leveraging those templates, connect them with ad ID. Totally acceptable way to do schema. I personally think it's a waste of time, but I'm going to test it. And the other way is you can actually build schema in a nested way in a hierarchy and make templates, but at the same time, save yourself from having a whole bunch of crap. And one of those things that I did with the WebPage schema last time, using RankGear, was talk about using is part of and has part, etc., and building out that structure from the web page. So this website has this web page. This website page has this article. This article has this image, and this image also has a video. And you can do the same thing from the web page perspective. And I like doing that. Hold on. There. You can do that from the web page perspective at the same time, and it's just another method of writing this out. And basically what we're going to do is just tell the machine learning, the AI, all the stuff that we're talking about. We're going to tell mom what this page is about, and we're going to do use schema to do it. So let's go and knock it out. I am watching the chat. You guys can see that. It's over here. So if you have questions, be sure to let me know, and I'll watch it as the chat rolls. I always set an ad ID, whether I'm going to use something else or not, because you never know if you might add a new template or something, and you can do that with that ad ID set, and not mention it again. Back here a little bit so you guys can see some of this. That should work. Let me know if that's fine with you. And so let's see. Will kill. Use that. Description. To the point of making it obsolete. Yeah. Your conclusions are entirely wrong. URL. We need this again. Yep. There. Come on. And then let's put this into a breadcrumb. Let's see. Artificial intelligence is category. There's no way to jump around that category. Let's see. How's there no way to get around this category? Because we're gonna make one up. There we go. Boom. So we're going to do that. This one's going to be the home page. So I'm just going to do this. Bread. Oops. Delete. Position 1. Data towards science. I need this here. Here. The reason that's highlighting is because we have drop and drag set up, so it erases the highlighting toward data science. Breadcrumb position 2. Artificial intelligence. Spelled artificial wrong. Thank God for spell checkers. And position 3 is our article. Will mum. Oh, well, Google's mum kill SEO. No. All right. Okay, so we did that. Okay. And essentially, if you are a John Mueller follower, we've done all we have to do, right? But we are not. We want to do some extra. So I'm going to copy that. And we're going to open topical relevance. And, oh, come on. Do mum kill SEO. Mum kill SEO question mark. And we'll get the data for that. Okay, so we'll let that run. In the meantime, I want to come over here and I'll show you. This is essentially how I decided we're going to build this web page. Okay, so we did breadcrumb. Let's do last reviewed 26 May. Interesting. I don't need this. I need this. There we go. So last reviewed. It's right there. I'll drag it up. Put today's date. All right. Main content of page. You don't need that. Primary image. Related link. Let's see. Is related link there? Related link. It's there. Drop that. And let's see. Talked about mum. There's a link for that. So we could drop that in here. It's a related link. All right. Let's go reviewed by. That's a good one, especially if you are tying your stuff to a person. If you want to be known as the schema expert, for example, and you want to keep putting this stuff in here and tying you to those things. So we go Clint Butler. URL https www.digitaleer.com. Do this hashtag. Oh, this has got to stay there too. Hashtag Clint picture. I could find one. Let me just do. I don't have, if I remember the name of that SEO expert. I think it's the URL. Probably gonna kick myself out of there. There we go. Copy image address. I'll just put SEO expert. Why not? Digitaleer, social profiles. We'll add one just for giggles. Okay. Let's go to the book face. And click on profile. There we go. Just need that URL right there. All right, so we're there. Okay, so you see it's all inside of there so far. We got that part done. Let's keep going. Significant link. Let's find another one in here. IO conference. Nah. LD Google's Lambda next generation of chatbots. Nah. Introducing mum in the demo. There's a good one. There's a demo of mum. So we'll do significant link. I gotta add this up here. Boom. There you go. Significant link. There we go. I'm still doing some testing on that, but I'm pretty sure the significant link is actually being counted as a backlink. So if you are doing guest posts and you want to, and you're doing a lot of them and you're producing some things, you might want to try using that schema, dropping schema into your guest post and then just linking back that way, and see if that helps. I'm still testing that theory, but I'm getting closer to definitively saying whether that's working good for you or not. Speakable, I mean, we don't need it. We could use it, but we don't. I'm not going to need it. About is good. Let's do about. Here's a new feature we got fixed. This page is about. Let me see. That's the right one. That is not. We'll do this. About. I need this one. There we go. Watch this. About bulk import. Topical relevance. And about. And copy. Insert. Confirm. Boom. And look at that. There's all that about stuff is all in there. Pretty cool. I didn't have to do any copy pasting and stuff. I was so glad when they were able to pull that off. All right. So, you also noticed the other one, and I'm going to jump ahead because we're already there, is mentions. So I'm going to copy mentions. Copy. And go mentions. Same as, because we want to bulk import, mentions, confirm, and it's there. All right. So if you want to wonder if this is going to test valid or not, all you do is click validate, and it'll push everything over for you. We can do that while we're doing this, while we're waiting. And there we go. So last reviewed is not recognized by schema for breadcrumbs. So we got to figure out movement of that. Related link and significant link are all in the breadcrumbs. So we got to figure that out. It's no big deal. Let's go to breadcrumbs, last reviewed. Oh, come on. Up. I'm just moving this around a little bit. There we go. It's out of the breadcrumbs. Let's see. What was the other one? Related link and significant link. Significant link. Come on. You guys have any questions so far? You see what I'm doing, right? So essentially I'm using the tool and I'm using schema.org to find out everything that I'm allowed to put into WebPage. And essentially I'm formulating what the page is about for machine learning. And I know that that's what Google's using this for. They're not using this to find stuff and index new things. They're using it to teach or to help the machine learning process understand what the page is about. And that's why this stuff is picking that up. Okay, so we're not keyword stuffing our schema. We're not doing any of that madness. We are simply saying, hey, Google, this is what the page is about. And I see why this is not working. I'll have to edit that. We're teaching it. Okay. And then I'm simply using Schema.org to do it, which Google made. And I'm using RankGear to write this stuff and make it a whole lot faster. Abstract's good. I actually have to change. See this error right here where that's coming in? It's because there's a squirrely bracket missing inside of RankGear, and I'll fix that and we'll be good to go. I don't have to move anything else anymore now that I know it's doing it. So abstract, we're going to do that. Think of abstract like description, but you can think of it from a teacher's perspective. So this is the abstract of what this page is about. So in this case, let's see. I need to go, because his introduction is horrible. I need to go in here. There we go. This is a good abstract. Okay, so I'll put that in there. Access mode. I don't need that. You could use that, but really it's just it kind of just helps thing out for ASA. Accessibility, I'm not going to fill any of that out. Alternative headline, that's a good one. Alternative headline. And I'll drop that right here. Come on. There you go. Will mom reduce the need for SEOs? Susie, really? No keyword density purpose? Nope, none whatsoever. Google is not reading it, is not indexing it. Ergo, we can assume that it's not using it for indexing. Or for whatchamacallit, keyword density. My monitor is flashing that stupid, it's bouncing. So I'm going to minimize that for a second. See if it goes away. Something weird. That's weird. There it goes. Went away. I don't know. Maybe I'm stroking out. All right. So alternative headline. We're done. Assesses. We can do that. And using assesses, you can actually drop in like I don't want to say a topic, but you kind of narrow it out. Assesses implications on search, on SEO. There we go. Citation. We can use citation because he cited this. So we'll do citation. If you're in your money, your life, you need to know and love citation, especially if you're in a health market and you're writing health-related stuff. Use this citation a lot because it just shows that you're actually, you've created well-researched content. It plays towards whatchamacallit, the Medic update, especially with Medic sites. So make sure that you're leveraging that. Yeah, schema. If search engine understand our page better, then it'll rank better. That's what on-page SEO is about. The schema is in one other step to make sure that it's doing that. Has nothing to do with crawl budget. Schema goes in the head. The head is always red. Schema is used to formulate what the page is about, and you put it in. What is it about? Where is it linking to? How does it fall within the structure of the website? All of that can be addressed inside a schema and help the machine rank or decide what the page is about better before it even gets to the content. So that's what we're doing with schema. All right, let's see. What's next? Comment, I don't need. Condition of access, I don't need. Content rating, I don't need. Copyright, I don't need. Correction, I don't need. I'm looking for these right here. The text, it's just easier to write these, and you can get some more refined stuff. Date created, date modified, date published. I mean, those are good for your own personal templates and stuff, but in this case, I'm not gonna add it. That kind of helps with the crawling and stuff, so they'll read it in the sitemap, they'll read it in the and then they get into the schema, and then they'll see it in the HTML, and they'll understand that, hey, you're updating it, you're refreshing it, or whatever. Genre, we can put genre in there. This is genre, and we'll put. This is more of a machine learning. Machine learning. Let's see. Where'd I go? Genre. I heard a local guru say schema is rocking his GMB listings. I mean, on page helping. Yeah, that's nothing new. Brian Willey has been teaching Maps Liptoff for a while, and the importance of connecting your website to the on-page setup of your website to your Google My Business to increase rankings of the Google My Business. That's not new. Can you have too much schema? I've had product pages only appear in a SERP with YouTube. I've had product pages only appear in the SERP with YouTube vids, for example, just because of stacking schema types rather than a product schema. You should be using product schema. So if you have a product and you're not using product schema, but you're using all these other things, you're essentially missing the boat, right? So you should have a product schema for your product. If you got an article, you got a video, and you got all that stuff, and you don't have a product, it's kind of, you have to ask yourself, why did you do that? If you have a video for your product and it's on your product page, then you combine the product schema and the video schema. You shouldn't not have product schema. Can Google get confused? Not enough time. Sure can. You can put the wrong schema in there and teach it that it's the wrong thing about the page. You'd have to go really, really far. Like you're writing about blue socks and then you say, oh, this is a tennis racket on the page. Then you're going to screw some stuff up. Right? But no, you're missing. Let me get back to that, Christoph, because I think you missed the point in the beginning where I talked about hierarchies and what we're doing here. And maybe you'll catch on as we're doing this. Headline. I skipped has part. We're going to come to the has part in a minute. Headline is this. I use this. Headline. There we go. Interactivity type I don't need. Keywords. Keywords I need. Keywords. Add keywords. I'm not going to do it like that. I'll edit it. I'll have them fix that. I want that to be bulk. I don't like doing things one at a time. Keep scrolling down. Position, schema version, text. I don't need any of those. All right, so now we want to talk about the part I was leaving out, and that is has part. Has part. And this type is going to be an article. And no, I'm going to do all the same. So now I have this web page, and this web page contains an article. So this was Christoph's page. He'd have a web page that had a product. The part of it was this product, and then he would be putting this product stuff in here, and duplicating and doing that like that. So versus what I'm doing, just filling this in. So there's a hierarchy that goes to everything. Copy email address. There's URL. 1400, just say it squared. Author type. Let's do person. Romero. Data towards science. There's logo. That was good. 600 by 60. Sure. Date published. And just for today, we're just going to say we did it today. All right. So there's that. We'll validate. And I need to close this. So one. That closes that. That. I think I want to do this. Yep, there we go. One measly bracket, and it messed it up. All right, so okay, so what did I just do? What did I just do? I am building a hierarchy, and that hierarchy, and understanding this is important because this is why I think that the schema that I write, Terry Samuels writes, Chris Labatt writes, Daryl Osborne writes, etc., is better than people who are writing schema with templates and connecting them simply with add ID. Add ID, the purpose of add ID is to connect schema. So don't get me wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not, in theory, they're using schema the way it was designed, and add ID is designed for that thing. However, the purpose of schema is to also do what? Tell the Google what a page is about. And you can't tell Google what a page is about if it's in a big mess of crap. Okay, so I have this web page. So essentially, we took that web page and now we have that web page, right? And we wrote out the schema for that web page, and and we covered some things about this is what this page is about. This is what it mentioned. Those are the two primary things over there. This is the links. These are the citations of the content. So when Google finds this in the head, they know what that web page is about. We also say, hey, Google, that web page has a part. And part of that is this article. Okay. So now in this article, and I didn't go really far into it when I wrote that, but this article is about, we can add all that stuff again if we wanted to. We don't have to because it's already right here, but we could if we want to, or we could put it mentions, etc. But primarily what we're really doing is worrying about the not the about. We're worried about like the images and stuff. Okay, so in here we have this article, and this article had image. You saw that. Hold on, it's entirely too big. It had this image, so we added image schema to it, and then what else could you? Theoretically, we could also, if we had a video, we could put a video in there at the same time, right? So essentially, we've did a hierarchy. So this website created by this organization or published by this organization created this web page that is about this stuff. It's formatted in an article. This article has this image and this video and lists this product that was reviewed by this person from this organization. And we don't even have to reference that again because we know the organization published it, so you don't really have to do that again. That was reviewed by this person, and it was published on this date. It was modified on this date, and so now we've addressed a whole all of those things in one concise schema. Okay, so you guys, are you all with me? Make sure that everyone's with me. Let me know in chat if you're all with me. All right, so that's what we're doing. We're building this hierarchy. When you use templates, let's say you have a product schema template. Product. And this product is sold by this organization. Okay? So you have this one template. There's just one template. And then you have a website schema. And this website is made by this organization. There's another one. And then you have your web page template. And that has organization in it. And, or even better, let's do this. Erase that. So, product schema, you have your product template. And it's, okay, product, website, web page, and then person, let's say the person made that product, and then you have your organization. And in general, I mean, there's some other ones, but for the most part, we'll just say article. Why not? Just for the shits and giggles. Okay, so now I want to use add ID to connect all of these together. Totally acceptable. Remember, it's totally acceptable under the schema rules to use add ID to do that together. So I use add ID and I have organization. I put that on my page, and then I do this website, and then it's about this organization, published by this organization, right? So now I have one instance of that, two instances. Then I have web page. And let's say I just use reviewed by, and I put the organization. So 1, 2, 3 are instances of the organization. And then I have person, and I say that he works for this organization. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the organization. And then I have this article, and it was reviewed by this organization. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instances of the organization. And then I had this product, and it was created by this organization. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instances of this organization. So when Google runs this, they're going to go organization, 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 web page, organization, 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 person, organization, 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 article, organization, 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 product, right? So, and it's just sending them in a loop that really absolutely no ranking purpose whatsoever. Versus the way that I'm teaching it, it makes it clear, concise, and the machine has less time or less worries about processing this stuff. This here, totally acceptable. Complete waste of resources. And if you're wasting the resources, Google's fighting that, right? And they're fighting it by creating things like BERT, MUM, machine learning, AI, and they want those resources to be saved. And all this stuff is a waste of resources, and they're going to combat against it and make your schema worthless. So that's my theory. That's my next testing thing to prove, and we can get away from using ad ID to entirely write our schema using the syncs of templates. And I just think it's ugly. I think it's bad programming, and I think that you can save your time and write better schema by just writing better templates at the end of the day. All right. So any questions on that? Hopefully not. Hopefully, Christoph, they got you. So if I'm in your case, you're saying, did the video screw up the intent of my product? No, it didn't. As long as the video was about your product. If the video was not related to your product, then you probably didn't want to have that in the schema. If your product schema is pushed out enough, then you probably could have done a web page. Has a part it talks about this product. This product has and there's some images of my product inside of there, and I have this video about my product, and built that in the has part in the same way that I just built the one for this guy's website, and been able to leverage that a whole lot better. If Google is against wasting your resources, why is John Mueller still employed? Because he needs someone to say that they're engaging with the business community. At the end of the day, that's why he's there. That's why he's there. Danny Sullivan's there. If you think about it, they make what, $35 billion a quarter on ads, and they promote. They hired those. What is it? 4 of them that actively are and consistently talk to the business world as their representative for search. You think about that? 35 billion, and they only have 4 people that can be representatives of search. So they're just that's why they hire John Mueller to be the public representative. All right. So if anyone wants to call in and ask questions, I would love to hear from you. The number, again, is 888-586-1680, 888-586-1680. If you're on the Skype, remember you can reach out and call there. I have Skype on my phone, so that's connected at the same time, and it'll work out just fine. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, man. Let's see, Susie, if I use my services as product in GMB profile, is it okay? No, No, it's not, because it's not a product. It's a service. So you should use it as service. There's services in GMB. So it should be tied into that. And then the schema should be service schema, not product schema. And looking forward to you and Madge demoing his plugin. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. He's looking at my preferred theme for my news sites. And once that's hammered out and he knows that it's working, I'll hook those up, implement them on the news sites, and then we'll have Madge on and talk about that plugin. I think it's it's pretty cool. And it's essentially, at the end of the day, if you have enough resources to populate them, you can create like 10 news sites for you, right? And then you have 10 PRs, and you don't really have to pay for PRs anymore, because you're already doing what the intent of press releases is to get them out and to get backlinks, and more specifically for Google News. And if you have these 10 sites that are publishing press releases regularly and they're monetized, they can make their own money using whatever program you want, Amazon, Ezoic, or just Google AdSense flat out, and do pretty good for yourself with just 10 news sites. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing it. I honestly, I probably could have demoed it earlier, but I don't have any interest in doing that where it's solely relying on my content. I don't publish and create enough press releases to populate and monetize 10 websites. So in order to be useful to me, it had to be hooked up to a network of people who are publishing press releases. In this case, Madge. And if I couldn't get Madge's stuff and it couldn't auto-publish like I already have set up on those 10 news sites, then it's not worth it to me. And they're fixing that. They're addressing that. Let's see. I can't imagine Madge would want to wreck his core business. I don't think it's going to wreck it, honestly, to tell you the honest truth. There's too many people in our market that are... and I say our market, I say the SEOs crowd that like to price people down to the bottom and think that they should get something special for $47.97 or whatever. I think his market is very price conscious in so much as they know what I think his PRs are $2.97, $3.97, and he's getting those. He's getting that regularly. So the people that are going to buy this plugin at the end of the day are probably going to be people that are looking for some quick wins. They're going to build these news sites and they want to just have essentially just populate it with content. It's going to be a lot of the lazy, etc. And there'll be very few people that actually think of themselves as publishers and monetize these websites properly and monitor the content that goes on them properly, etc. And that'll all balance itself out after Madge's initiatives there. So he's not going to be competing. Also, really at scale, you're not going to replace Madge's network of syndicators with your own plugin and your own network. Not to any useful effect anyway. Let's see. And price, I think he said 97. He's tossing it around. It's 10 sites, one primary publishing site, and then the 9 additional add-on sites. I think he was thinking about 97, but he hasn't made any decisions, as far as I know, on total pricing or where he wants to go with that in pricing. But it'll be interesting to see what he has going on. All right. Okay, so no calls, no Skypes. see anything else. Any questions? Any other questions from you guys? If not, I think we're going to call it a day. That was an hour. It's a good show for an hour. Talked about that WebPage schema. Any schemas you guys want to see? I think products, local business is probably the next evolution. Don't you think? We can do local business schema and next and plug that in and get everything going good with that. I think that'd probably be the best natural progression. So we did web page or website, web page. We'll do local business, and then maybe after that we'll do organization. And you can see how all these tie together and how to actually use schema.org in a much better place, and then be able to leverage a tool like RankGear to knock that out. I think that would be a good topic for next week. If you guys have any other topic ideas, let me know in the comments below. As always, hit the thumbs up, thumbs down. Engagement is engagement. Hit the subscribe button, click on the bell notifications so that you can get notified when I go live. You never know. Sometimes I skip. Sometimes I plan it early. Sometimes I do it at the last minute. So that notification actually helps when it works. And let's see. Susie, you got me all worried. All local SEO classes I had said we should use GMB category of services and remaining services as products in GMB. That's dumb. That doesn't make any sense. It's not the intent. So your service is a service and a product is a product. There is no crossing over. If my service is SEO, that's what I'm offering. It's my service. If I have a book then on SEO, then that's a product. And crossing that over just doesn't make any sense to me at all. None whatsoever. I don't know why that would be recommended. And it just doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Unless, of course, you're just trying to keyword stuff in the map and then eventually that's going to get done. Yeah. Yeah, she did. She wasted all that money on idiots. Alrighty. Let's see. That's it. Okay, so again, I'll see you guys next week. We'll do local business. Unless you have something else you want me to do, let me know. And thanks for everyone for showing up live. And enjoy your week. Bye, everybody.